I picked up this set of ARB skid plates for the GX460. The model number is ARB 5421110. They go on all GX460 model years with KDSS. Of course you know who ARB is. They've been making amazing off-road and overland parts for decades. I got this set from the great folks at Metal Tech, who shipped it out immediately, and it arrived in about 7 days. Pretty cool. They carry a ton of great GX vehicle parts, including the rock sliders I have. You can check out my video on those with the link in the description. This particular set of skid plates is designed for overlanding and mild rock crawling. They're thinner than some skid plates, but they also weigh a lot less. The total set weighs just 54 pounds, and that helps me save gas and wear and tear on my daily driver. Plus, it helps me keep my total weight down so I don't exceed my gross vehicle weight rating. They're made of metal and come powder coated in a light gray color. The product picture doesn't show it, but this is actually a 4-piece set, providing protection from the radiator core all the way to the back of the transfer case. For the price, it's pretty hard to beat. I know some of you will say there are better skid plates on the market, and you're right. They also cost twice as much, weigh twice as much, and are way over engineered for my use. So I guess they're not really better, they're just made for a different application. I recently got stuck high-sided out at Wolf Caves in Mason, Texas. It was bad. You can check out my video. It took us a while to get unstuck, but it reminded me that I need to go ahead and get some skid plates put on the GX. So went ahead and used it as an excuse, picked up some skid plates, and today we're going to install them. Before I get started, I'm going to walk you through how the panels get installed. It's easier to see it and its finished product before you start. Then we'll jump into the actual installation. First, you start with the front plate. It mounts in these locations right here using some combination of stock and provided hardware. For mine, it was a little bit different because I had a CBI bumper here already. That made it difficult. I had to make my own holes. Moving from front to back, this is where the center piece attaches to the front plate. There are 3 bolts here that attach to the front plate. This is the back of the center plate. It mounts here, here, and then it also attaches in 1 bolt right here with the rear piece. This is the rear piece. You can see the bolt in the middle there that attaches to the back of the center piece. Towards the back of the rear panel, you have this bracket that has to be installed. There's 1 bolt on this side, 2 bolts on the other side. The rear panel then attaches to that bracket in these 2 locations. There is a transmission spacer that attaches right there. You need to put that on before you put the rear panel on. This is the transfer case skid. It attaches in 4 places, 1, 2, 3, and then on the other side up here. Now that I've shown you how the pieces go on the car, let's dive into the actual installation. I've got this thing positioned in the place where it should go. The problem I'm having is that because of the CBI bumper, it's covering up all of the holes I would otherwise install this skid plate into. You can see back here, this mounting plate right here has several holes in it that should go into this frame member here, but the holes are covered up by the CBI bumper. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I've been looking at it for the last couple of hours trying to figure this out. I ended up drilling 2 new holes into the frame using these holes right here on either side. I don't have the right bolt size. I'm gonna have to go order those. I do have something that is temporary, order some self-tapping screws to get that done. But now it should be pretty smooth sailing, so let's just go ahead and get the other pieces hooked up. All right, the instructions say to use these little clips. They go in right here in these 3 spots. Those become the receivers for the bolts. Looking back, probably should have put these on before I installed this plate. All right, now that I've got these receivers for the bolts in place, I can go ahead and bolt up the center piece. You're gonna need to attach this little transmission spacer to the rear panel, and this will attach using 2 of these bolts and flange nuts on the other side. All right, this next part is a genuine pain in the ass. So the problem is you've got to get this bolt right here threaded through this nut right here. But the problem is you can't get any really good tools in here to hold that nut on tight. You have to put the nut in here and using your fingers on both sides, hold it in place while you put the bolt through. and you'll have to play with it. There we go, got it threaded now. So I can tighten up that bolt, and now that I've got it threaded a couple of turns, I'm gonna use this box wrench here and stick it in here. I can't put it all the way in because it's too wide and the hole is too small. So I'm just gonna hold it in place, and then I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna tighten it with the wrench. The next thing to do is this attaches to the rear of the middle plate. There's two more bolts that will tie in right here and right here. All right, so apparently I did this out of order. Once I got this rear piece on, I noticed that there's no holes to mount this to, and that's because this bracket should go in here, about right here, and that gives a place to mount this piece to. So now what I've got to do is loosen two bolts over here, and then I can install this with two bolts over here and that large bolt over here. All right, now that I have that off, I should be able to install this bracket. It says you can either use the top two holes there, or for the V6, you can use the bottom holes. Doesn't say anything about a V8, by the way. Great. So I can tell you, use the bottom two holes. I will use the existing hardware. This little bolt right here was quite a pain in the butt to get in there. I had to use one of the little bolt clips, but there's nothing for it to clip into. So I had to use this little tool and bend it into shape so that I could hold that nut going up through the bottom here, so that I could hold the receiving nut on the back side and drill the bolt in from the front side. And then once I was done, I bent this back and forth until it broke off, and that piece just stays in there. Hopefully it doesn't rattle. Who knows? There's a couple of tools you're gonna need that they don't tell you about. You're gonna need a couple of box wrenches, a pair of pliers, a drill gun with a socket attachment, a cuss jar, and you're gonna need some quarters to put in that cuss jar. I also recommend a floor jack. So I use this floor jack to help me lift up and put parts in place while I installed them. Next up is the transfer case shield. As usual, the instructions are pretty confusing, so it took me a while to figure out how this one goes on here, but basically this hole attaches to this bolt right here. Inside of this bracket, you'll see two holes right here. They attach to this bolt and this bolt. Sorry, this hole right here attaches to this bolt right here. So basically it fits up like that. But right now what I need to do is remove this bolt, this bolt, this bolt, and this bolt. All right, so I'm gonna try to install these back ones first. Well, as it turns out, I need to put at least these in the top. And I'll try to put these back ones in here. All right, I just finished up the last piece. Now all that's left is to go in and tighten up everything, and then I'll be done. All right, man, I got it installed. It was not easy. It took me probably the better part of about 4 to 5 hours. Mine was a little bit tough because I have a CBI bumper on the front and I had to work around that. It doesn't play well with the ARB skid plate front panel. Also, the instructions took me a while longer because I had to figure out the instructions, what bolts go where, and then also the engineering on this product. Just the way that they attach it, it really makes it difficult in some spots. You've really got to get your hands on some difficult spots. I ended up using a lot more tools than I anticipated, but I finally got it installed. The product feels really strong. It feels very beefy, it's heavy. I highly encourage you to use some kind of floor jack if you're doing it by yourself, or get a friend to help you. Overall, I think they're gonna be a great skid plate. The fit is really good. They seem to be very stout, very stiff. I think they're gonna provide a lot of protection out on the trail, but they are a bit of a pain in the butt to put in. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helps you if you decide to install the ARB skid plates. Remember to click that subscribe button. Check us out on txgxoverland.com. And until next time, we will see you out on the trails.